Hi, I'm Keiko with Conservation Northwest, and I'm here to give some tips and best practices for staying safe when you're out recreating in areas where you might encounter wildlife. The first thing to remember is that you're venturing out into someone else's habitat. So if you do come across an animal, remember to be respectful, give it enough space, and stay quiet to reduce your impact on the animal. And remember to never feed wildlife. Wildlife encounters can be rare, and usually when they do happen, they're really positive and special experiences. But on rare occasions, if an animal feels threatened or surprised, it can become aggressive. You might think of bears, cougars, or even wolves when it comes to wildlife attacks, but actually some other animals that are more common and potentially dangerous are elk, moose, and mountain goats. As I mentioned earlier, it's really helpful to pay close attention to the animal's behavior and know the difference between a curious and aggressive animal. This can keep both you and the animal safe. If you do come across a wild animal, remember these golden rules. 1. Stay calm. See if the animal even notices you. If it doesn't seem to notice, you can back away slowly and both of you can continue on with your day. But if it does notice you, remain calm and hold your ground. 2. Let the animal know that you're a human. A lot of times animals are just trying to figure out what you are, so if you talk to it and kind of wave your arms around, it'll let it know that you're a human and it'll probably want nothing to do with you. 3. Be loud. The human voice is a powerful tool, so talk loudly and yell if you need to. 4. Be big. If you're with a group, you can link arms together, or you can take a backpack or a jacket and put it over your head to make yourself seem larger. 5. Don't run. This is actually a prey response, so if the animal is a predator, it can prompt it to chase you. 6. Don't turn your back and back away slowly. But the best way to ensure the safety of yourself and animals around you is to avoid any chances of negative encounters in the first place. So let's go over some precautions to take when you're on the trail or in your camp. Today I've got some help from my friends Heather and Laurel. To start, you're going to want to prepare your pack. In addition to the 10 essentials, map and compass, sun protection, extra layers, flashlight, first aid, fire starters and matches, snacks, hydration, repair tools, and shelter, we recommend the following gear to prevent negative wildlife encounters. A bear bell. This is especially helpful if you plan on doing some solo hiking. Non-natural noises will make your presence known and help avoid surprising wildlife. A bear canister or odor-proof bear bag. Wildlife, and especially bears, have a great sense of smell and can follow the scent of strong-smelling items. Make sure to tuck these away so you don't attract any curious animals. Bear spray. Only use bear spray as a last resort defense. While your chances of needing bear spray are very low, if used properly, it can save your life if you encounter an aggressive animal. Keep it in an easy-to-reach spot, such as a side pocket. To use bear spray, make sure the safety is off. Take note of the wind direction and adjust accordingly to make sure it's not blowing towards you in case you need to deploy. If the animal begins to charge toward you, hold the can with one hand on the trigger and one hand holding the can. Once the bear is within 30 feet from you, aim for the animal's face and press the trigger with your thumb for 3 seconds. One canister of bear spray will only last for about 7 seconds, so it's best not to use it all in one go unless absolutely necessary. After 3 seconds, check to see if it deterred the animal. If not, continue spraying toward the animal's face until the canister is empty. Safely leave the area as soon as you can. You can practice deploying bear spray with a training canister, which doesn't contain harmful ingredients. Some other tips to follow are considering another area or trail if you come across bear scat, moving away from the area if you come across cubs. This means a protective mother is likely nearby. Traveling with a buddy and making sure to chat, alerting an emergency contact of your whereabouts and expected stay, practicing leave no trace ethics, pack out what you pack in, keeping your dogs on a leash and under control. And if you're camping, wildlife-proof your site. There are some key precautions to take when you're setting up your camp. If you're in the front country or car camping, make sure to clean up after meals and keep your food in a bear canister, in your car, or in a bear locker. This will keep mice, rodents, and bears away and safe from becoming habituated, not to mention preventing your gear from being chewed on and ruined. If you're in the backcountry, the rules are the same with a few additional precautions. The triangle camp setup keeps your tent, food, and cooking areas far enough from each other to avoid wildlife getting too close to your sleeping quarters. Make sure to store your food 200 feet away from your tent. You can set up a food hang in a nearby tree to make your food harder to reach. Keep all scented items in your food storage, not in your tent. This includes chapstick, toothpaste, deodorant, snacks, trash, and cooking items and utensils. Cook, eat, and clean up after your meals 200 feet away from your tent and food storage, and use designated camp kitchens if they're available. While we recommend taking these precautions when you're out camping or on a remote trail, some places actually require them. North Cascades National Park and Olympic National Park require bear canisters when you're camping. So make sure you check the area requirements and the wildlife that live there. You can always call up the local ranger station and ask about requirements and recent wildlife sightings. I hope you found these tips helpful and you're feeling ready to go out into the wilderness. If you still feel a little bit nervous about being in areas where there are wildlife, you can always stick to more populated trails where wildlife tend to stay away from. Everyone has their own way to enjoy the outdoors, whether it's an urban park or the wilderness, so do whatever's comfortable for you. If you do encounter wildlife, just remember these golden rules. 1. Stay calm. 2. Let it know you're a human. 3. Be loud. 4. Be big. 5. Don't run. And 6. Don't turn your back and move away slowly. So don't forget to pack your wildlife safety items. Recreate responsibly, and if you do come across wildlife, remember to be respectful, cautious, and cherish the moment. Happy trails!